Hi and welcome to today's live chapter reading of Secure Heart by R.L. Dunn, courtesy of Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Chapter 1, Thursday, May the 11th. I'm an emotional recluse, Julian Dupart remembered telling Ian Chase. His heart had remained in the stunning ivory casket. Resurrection vines crawled along the sprawling oak branches, forming a canopy above the Passabon family crypt. Julian approached, each step feeling heavier than the last. Carrying a large bouquet of white magnolias, he made his way to a stone bench. Bonjour, chérie. Happy birthday. I brought your favourites. The favourite flowers rested beneath the name Delphine Passabon Dupart. Julian's hand moved in the sign of the cross, and he bowed his head in prayer. Inhaling, he said, I have a new duty station. Ian's sending me to San Diego. A memory of a conversation from 1994 floated on the Louisiana mist. Sherry, we're going to San Diego. He picked up Delphine and swung her around. I'm so proud of you, Julian. A seal. Delphine peppered his face with kisses. Just know, I'm going to exterminate those toad women. She brandished her protective claws in reference to the women who chased Navy SEALs. Toad women? Sherry, they're frog hogs. And you, Mrs. Dupart, will be my only one. Giggles fell from her lips as he tossed her over his shoulder and headed towards their bedroom. At the gravesite, the humid Louisiana air weighed him down. Cherie, this is a big move. I'll be the second in command of the entire San Diego branch. Well, I don't know if I can do this without you. His Cajun accented voice crackled. Julian, a familiar voice called his name. A man and woman joined Julian that Julian had avoided for the last 5 years joined him. Mère Geneviève and Père Marcel, bonjour, Julian says, as his body stiff as his in-laws enveloped him in a hug. Geneviève Passabon stepped back and took Julian's face between her hands. We've missed you. You look well. Geneviève, let him be. Julian, we brought a picnic. Eat with us. Marcel pointed to the bench Julian had vacated. It's good to see you. He nodded and sat. Julian stammered. I'm sorry. There's nothing to apologise for. You're a very good man who loved our daughter in sickness and in health. You never left her side. Pain runs through the heart like no other sense. But Julian, the heart is one of our body's miracles that can grow fresh circulation. Dr. Mansell Passabon rubbed his own chest. Delphine, shake some life back into this man. Geneviève knelt before her daughter's grave. Now we eat. Julian chuckled at his mother-in-law's familiar refrain. She said it to him every time he returned home from a deployment. Control over his strained emotions was freeing. There are 3 sandwiches inside the picnic basket. Were you expecting someone else? No, we knew you would be here. You've not missed a birthday. We watched you and let you be. Genevieve's lips pointed up. Delphine wants you to know it's time. Geneviève Passabon was a medical doctor, but she grew up in the deep waters of Louisiana, where she was trained and raised as a health-healer, or traiteuse. Delphine had also embraced those beliefs. The heaviness that had rested for 5 years beneath his breastbone lightened a bit. My mum keeps me updated on everyone. Are the 2 of you going to slow down? Julian sipped from a bottle of water. Marcel's retired from the hospital and now he works with me at the community welfare centre too. Julian's father-in-law had whitened and there were dark circles beneath his eyes. What's new in your life? The afternoon went fast. Delphine's parents and he included Delphine in their conversations as if she were present. And as the sun began to set, they packed up their picnic. Julian was the last to walk away from the grave. Je t'aime, ma chérie. As they reached the parking lot, Geneviève turned and placed her withered hands over Julian's heart. Julian, open your heart. There is room to love again. Julian hugged his in-laws and promised to stay in touch. Maybe he would succeed this time. Thursday, May 26th, Washington, D.C. Julian's doorbell rang. Come in. He zipped his suitcase closed. You do realise I could be a mass murderer, Martin Farmer, Bailey teased his friend. And you would be dead. An MK-25 rested in his hand. I thought I'd be getting a driver. What do I look like? Martin dangled keys in his hand. It's not usual for the CEO of a company to drive a subordinate. Julian joked as he dragged his bag off the table. You take this one and I'll grab the other two. As he locked the door, a memory of a different knock on the door crossed his mind. From the first time they met as FOB in Iraq, Martin Bailey became a trusted friend. Under a $1 billion restructure of the Chase Group, Chase Security would now be its own company, branded under the name Chase Security International, with Martin named as the new CEO and Julian promoted to the Deputy Executive Director of CSI San Diego. 5 years earlier. Thump, thump, thump. Martin pounded on Julian's front door. Jule, are you in there? Thump, thump, thump. His fist bounced hard against the wood. Martin pulled his key from his pocket and let himself in. It had been 2 weeks since Delphine's funeral. Julian's mother had called Martin after her son disappeared from their home earlier without a word a week earlier. Julian maintained a calm front throughout the funeral process, but after one step inside the darkened home, Martin knew differently. Julian always managed his alcohol intake, but now the former pristine home reeked of alcohol, dirty clothes, and stale pizza. Jule, where are you? Martin searched from room to room. Making his way up the steps, he entered the master bedroom. The bed was in complete disarray. Jule, he sighed. His friend was curled in a fetal position on the floor in Delphine's closet. An empty bottle of bourbon clutched in his fist, a full bottle at his side. He sported days of a beard and reeked of body odour. His usual twinkling blue eyes were dull and listless. Murder, I miss her. A wave of tears followed. You're going to take it one day at a time. I'm here with you the whole ride. Martin wrapped an arm around his shoulders. Together they cried and shared stories until dawn. The bottle sat full between them. Julian later learned that Martin made that call that saved him. With the support of professionals and his friends, Julian took his last drink and started his smart recovery. On the car ride to the airport, Julian watched DC flow by. How was the trip home? Martin asked. I saw my folks and met my new niece. I had a good talk with Del too. Her parents surprised me at the grave on her birthday and we shared a meal. No longer wearing a black mourning band, he looked at the sunburn mark on his wrists. Her mama had a talk with me. You cannot fill your heart with so much grief that you have no room for love. As I was leaving, I could hear Del's voice on the breeze, Julian confided in Martin. I worry I'll forget what she sounded like. She told me, I love the pilgrim soul in you. It's from a Yeats poem. Mon frère, she made me a better man. I guess the shores of San Diego are calling a second time. It'll be good to catch up with my brothers. He inhaled a wistful breath. I told you I'm with you the entire ride. Are you okay? The only easy day was yesterday, right? Are you ready? I guess that's the question for both of us. I'm only a phone call or a flight away. Martin placed a small laminated card in his friend's hand. Julian stared down and smiled at the 4 points that were only initials on the card. BCML. Build and maintain motivation. Cope with urges. Manage thoughts, feelings and behaviours. Lead a balanced life. The Chase Group jet soared through the white marshmallow clouds. Julian sipped a cup of black coffee and read the San Diego Times. Ian thought of everything. We have sunshine for the weekend. He waved the paper at Eric Seton. Eric, a former Air Force parajumper, a nationally registered paramedic and a certified physician's assistant, who also held a master's degree in healthcare administration, had been named as the new head of the San Diego branch's medical center. He tapped his foot. Julian, how do you drink your coffee? My stomach is in knots. Deep, slow breaths, mon ami. All of us are on the same ship. Launch the lifeboats. His chuckle rumbled inside the cabin. I never realised you were such a smartass. Eric's lips turned up. Look, worst case scenario, we fail and we end up on the street homeless. Julian smirked. We're all well qualified. We have until October 2nd to get things under control. San Diego. Tag? Julian asked. You in town? Taggart DuPont answered. Just landed. Julian tipped his sunglasses over his eyes. I'm heading into a meeting. Listen, I left a key in the condo management office for you. Dump your stuff, relax, and we can get some dinner when I get done. I appreciate you putting me up until I have a permanent place to set my head down. If it's too much, I can stay in a hotel. Julian's shoulders shrugged. Enough, big brother. I want to catch up. Julian typed the address for Taggart's condominium into his GPS. He stopped at the rental office for the key and let himself into his brother's Spanish-style second-floor condo. Windows surrounded an open living room, dining room, and kitchen area. Julian dropped his bags and picked up a note on the breakfast bar. Bedroom with blue comforter is yours. Sheets are clean. Julian put his stuff into his assigned room. He changed into shorts and a t-shirt, grabbed a bottle of water, his electronic tablet, and a pad and pen before he made his way back onto the deck, where a glass-topped wrought iron table and chairs was positioned on a terrazzo floor. Okay, Dupart, let's make a plan. Pen to paper, he outlined his to-do list. A meeting with Ian and Kieran before he left DC made him uneasy. What do you think about the changes? Kieran and I think this position is perfect for you, Ian had said. The position or the location? Julian's jaw muscles tensed. Both. You sound sure. We are. If you want me to regurgitate your resume, you have a bachelor's degree in economics from the US Naval Academy, US Navy SEAL, rank Lieutenant Commander, master's degree in security studies from Georgetown. You have leadership and supervisory experience in the military and civilian arenas. You're a superb technician. Your sixth sense is uncanny, and you have the ability to charm people like no other. Why wouldn't I be sure? Ian shrugged. Because I'm an emotional recluse. Smooth. We hope being near your family will be a bonus, but we want you there for professional reasons. We're getting some negative feedback coming out of San Diego, Kieran said. What kind of negative feedback? Julian sat up taller in his seat. Level medical care is spotty. Security clients having issues. Many fires Tony puts out when they're brought to his attention. Kieran spoke of Tony Olivetti, the current head of the San Diego division. What does Tony say? He says he's looking into things, fixes the immediate issue, but then a new one pops up. I think he's overloaded and won't say. Ian worried his lip. All right, I'll keep my eyes open. We have a short window. San Diego is going to take over as a flagship of the organisation. With the new buildings, you'll have the largest footprint in the organisation. Kieran gave him his tightest smile. And the largest responsibility beside Martin, Julian cocked his head. And the largest responsibility, period. Kieran and I will give you whatever resources you need. I'll make my assessment and let you know. Does Tony know, besides the promotion, you want me to take a look around? Julian's eyes locked on his boss's. No, the Chase brothers said in unison. On the deck, Julian signed into the San Diego management system. He hated his computers, but his superior memory allowed him to remember usernames, passwords, and operating instructions with ease. It also gave him the ability to attach names to titles and faces. Following Ian's suspicions that Tony was overwhelmed, he looked at Tony's upper command. Julian was locked in concentration when Taggart slid the door open and came out to the deck. Hey! Julian stood to embrace his brother. Taggart was a lieutenant in charge of the Special Investigations Unit for the San Diego Police Department. Hey, little brother. Before we start to talk, dinner. I missed lunch. I'm starving. We can do dinner or go out. Do you mind if we stay in, Julian? Suppressed a yawn. Take out it is. You still like Thai? Yeah, Julian's eyes brightened. The delivery arrived with a variety of seafood and steak with ground chilli and garlic sauce, as well as a bunch of appetizers. How was the flight? Great. I came in on the company jet with the new head of our San Diego medical division. It spoils you, Julian chuckled. I appreciate this. You've got a really great place. Bro, your family. He cocked his head. This is a big move. I want to hear the whole story. How did you manage to get assigned to San Diego? I'm still trying to figure things out. But the short story is, Ian and Kieran are reorganising the company, and they know I have family here. At the beginning of May, they called a meeting, and here I am. Saturday early, Eric and I have an appointment at the Chevy dealership downtown to grab our company car, and with a realtor right after. Are you working? If you're asking if I want to go with you, I'm in. Holy shit, a car. Are they buying the house too? They're facilitating the house buying. Buying a place? Not sure.